constantly casting herself as a victim. It's as if they believe it's as if she was looking for a way out from the very beginning.
Hello, I'm Matt Wilkinson. I'm the Royal Editor of The Sun, and welcome to the latest in the series of The Sun's new royal show, Royal Exclusive. With me today is author and journalist and my old friend, it's Valentine Lowe.
Hello, Matt. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming. Should we dive straight in?
Absolutely.
So, your former newspaper, The Times, has this week reported that Harry has suggested that he could or would like to maybe come back and fulfil some kind of royal role. Now, 4 years ago, this was obviously completely ruled out. Do you think it is a possibility that Prince Harry could come back and pick up some kind of part-time or hybrid role while the King is unwell? Or is this, complete pie-in-the-sky thinking?
Well, when I first read that story, I thought it was absolutely fascinating. I thought, because this would change everything, because up to now it's been completely ruled out. And what was interesting was that, within about 24 hours, sources from the palace were ruling it out. I mean, it has to be said, it's pretty unlikely. Because the late Queen, Elizabeth II, was very clear that Harry and Meghan could not have a hybrid role, could not be half in, half out, as they wanted to do. And Prince Charles, as he then was, King Charles now, was absolutely behind that. It's not as if the royal family was divided in their views. So I think Charles is quite clear that they can't have a hybrid role. So the suggestion, wherever it came from, it obviously came from somewhere. The suggestion seems to be off the mark, I think.
It seems to have been a sentiment that Harry might have, but as you say, both sides in London and California have said this is, a long way off. There aren't any kind of formal moves or formal talks, but it kind of goes against, some of the ideas that Harry has come out with in recent years. But if he was to pursue this, because obviously the King is unwell, if he was to say, I'm here to help, what kind of obstacles, in reality, if he was to actually say, I want to do this now, what kind of obstacles do you think are in his way? We've obviously got, you mentioned the King.
Well, there's also, first of all, there's the general principle of, do their commercial activities in the United States, does that anyway impinge on royal activities? Because obviously, if you're here as a full-time working royal in this country, you're not undertaking commercial activities, so nothing is going to taint the monarchy. And that was always the late Queen's fear, that what they did commercially, which could be perfectly valid, would taint the brand and the mystique, as it were, of the monarchy. So that's one brand. The other is personal. I mean, Harry and Meghan have said so many things about William, about Camilla, about his own father, that you would have thought that there's huge barriers to him coming over and doing anything. In the long run, can I completely rule it out? No, I don't think I can. There could be a world, but it's so far off. I don't think you can consider it for the moment.
Would the King accept it maybe, though? He's always said that his door is always open, that if Harry comes over, he would, he's always welcome to come round for dinner. I mean, he could be unwell for a long amount of time. I mean, could the King, in a moment of friendliness towards his son, because I think you're right. I think Prince William and the Queen would be against this, but could the King maybe, out of love of his son, might want to forgive him, or is that you think that's not right?
I think, out of love for his son, he certainly could forgive him. I think there's no theoretical obstacle to a personal reconciliation. There's no theoretical obstacle to personal reconciliation with William, even. That'll take a long time, of course, we all know that. And if he comes over on a regular basis to see his family, that could certainly happen. If while he's over here, might he appear on a royal engagement? I guess that could happen. But undertaking engagements and things like that, I don't think that is going to happen, at least not for a very long time.
Taking away, obviously there's a difference between the family institution, which you delve into in your book, Courtiers, but what about the institution itself? So we have a very much sort of a new team. I mean, could the institution...
Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we uncover the truth behind the headlines and set the record straight on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Today we're dissecting yet another attempt by the British press to rewrite history, this time courtesy of Valentine Lowe. Lowe, a so-called royal expert, claims that Meghan Markle was always looking for a way out of the royal family, that she played the victim and wasted her great potential. But here's the real question. Is this another desperate attempt to spin the narrative against Meghan? Let's break it down. In the swirling vortex of royal narratives, it is easy to get swept up in sensational headlines. Valentine Lowe's assertions about Meghan Markle's intentions, suggesting a premeditated exit strategy, warrant scrutiny. Meghan, from the moment her relationship with Prince Harry became public, faced a barrage of scrutiny unlike anything experienced by other royal newcomers. The intensity and often malicious nature of this scrutiny, fueled by a relentless tabloid press, should not be underestimated. To suggest that she entered this world with an escape plan disregards the realities she faced and the genuine commitment she demonstrated. Her actions, her dedication to her royal duties, and her genuine desire to make a positive impact paint a starkly different picture. It is time to move beyond the simplistic narrative of the villainous outsider and engage with the complexities of her experience. From the outset, Meghan Markle embraced her role within the royal family with enthusiasm and dedication. She approached her new life with the same work ethic and commitment to service that had defined her career. Her early engagements were met with enthusiasm from the old institution. The British tabloid press, notorious for its ruthless pursuit of sensational stories, played a significant role in shaping the narrative surrounding Meghan Markle. From the outset, she was subjected to a relentless barrage of negative headlines, often laced with thinly veiled racism and xenophobia. Her every move was scrutinized, her words twisted, and her actions judged against an impossible standard. While some publications offered glimpses of her warmth and dedication, these were often drowned out by negativity. The relentless attacks took a toll, impacting her mental health and creating a climate of fear and distrust. Meghan was not engaging in a level playing field. She was a newcomer to a country where the press wields immense power. To suggest she was the aggressor ignores the systemic issues and the very real damage inflicted by a media machine determined to paint her as a villain. Section 4. Trapped by tradition, navigating a stifling system. The royal family, steeped in centuries of tradition, can be a challenging environment to navigate, even for those born into its rigid structure. For Meghan, an American woman with a successful career and a strong sense of self, the transition was always going to be complex. The institution, with its emphasis on protocol and hierarchy, offered little space for individuality or modern perspectives. Section 5. Choosing freedom, a courageous decision, not a calculated escape. The decision to step back from their roles as senior royals was undoubtedly a difficult one for Harry and Meghan. It was a decision born out of a desperate need for self-preservation. The relentless negativity and lack of support from the institution left them with little choice but to seek a more sustainable path. To suggest that Meghan orchestrated this exit as part of some grand plan is deeply unfair. The Duchess of Sussex didn't play the victim. She survived an untenable situation and had the courage to choose her own happiness. The Sussexes' departure should prompt a much-needed conversation about the role of the monarchy in the 21st century. Let us engage with empathy and understanding as we strive to unravel the complexities of this very public departure. So, what do you think? Is this just another attempt to gaslight the public into blaming Meghan for her own mistreatment? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of Meghan and Harry Tales. Until next time, stay woke, stay informed and keep calling out the nonsense.